started.
Taz.
Go for it, Matt.
Hello. I think we're here.
Yes.
Are we?
Yeah, apparently, yeah.
Apparently so.
Hello.
I don't think I am. Oh, but never mind.
Don't worry about it, son. We'll send out a search party for you, isn't it?
Yeah, look out for the balded chin.
Do you know something, Dave?
What?
Bang on 9 o'clock.
How's that, eh? What?
Hooray.
Round of applause, everybody, I think.
Does that mean I win the internet?
Do.
Shall we tell everybody what we're doing tonight? Go on,
What are we
Dylan.
doing tonight?
Go on. What we've done, we've rescued Tyrion Malik from down a well where he was hanging upside down by his clavicle. Tyrion, it's over to you.
Yeah, thank you. Very funny. Hilarious. I have no idea what we're doing tonight because I've not been around this week, so I don't know what's been going on. So, they've done. It's over to you.
And he hasn't got a list. He hasn't got a list because he's permanently pissed. He's permanently pissed. Yes. Tonight we're going to be talking about e-cigs, and we have the team together. And the team I will introduce to you from left to right as I see them. We will start with Tyrion Malik himself. Tyrion, say good evening to the ladies and gentlemen and tell them that you're poorly bad in bed with a shawl on, both feet in one sock, waiting for the doctor to come and rub your chest with Vic.
I'll just say good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and the nurse was very nice.
You dirty little bugger.
Yeah, well,
Next,
there was none of that involved, but yeah.
Next, I'm not even going there. I'm being very well behaved tonight. Next on
Yeah.
the list is the man who has the noisiest atomizer on the face of the planet, apparently, it would seem. And that would be Matt Gerrish. Say good evening, Matt.
Hello. Oh, hello. I am here.
Yes, there he is.
There I am.
How are you diddling, cock? All right.
My cock is diddling fine. I'm diddling fine cock.
Good, that's what we like to hear.
Aye.
Next to him is somebody I've never seen before. We think he's a pirate. He must be, because he's got facial fungus, like Fungus the pirate. Say good evening, Regin, it's net, haven't I? Through my butt, that's net.
Shut my pub. Not like that. How are you?
Yes, indeed, I have. Thank you. I had one of them, but the leg dropped off.
Whose coat is that jacket?
I don't know. Whose dildo is this hypodermic? Next on the list in the Midlands is the one and only Chief Keefe. Good evening, Chief.
Good evening, Mr. Doran. How is one this evening?
One is diddling absolutely delightfully. Thank you very much. Everything that should be vertical is, and everything that should be horizontal is only slightly on the tilt. How are you?
One is very well, thank you very much.
I'm so pleased to hear it. And next along from Chief Keefe is the effervescent loveliness and bountiful beautyliciousness that is the one and only Sav. Sav, how are you diddling?
I'm awake. This is good.
That's half the battle.
Yes, I'm awake. I made it. I'm awake.
Now, I should point out, for those of a nervous disposition, that tonight Sav is on the rank tank. And this may require some explanation, which we will come to after a while, because last on the list is a bloke called Dave Dawn. Oh, that's me. So, let's get straight into the rank tank. Sav, do tell the story of how the rank tank came into being.
The rank tank was caused by complete and utter laziness. The juice that was in the tank was upstairs, and me and said tank was downstairs. So I thought, I need to fill this before I go out. So I grabbed the nearest bottle of juice and thought, yeah, it'll be alright, and filled it up. And it was alright to start with, and then it just sort of got sweeter and sweeter and sweeter to the point where I feel like I'm vaping every single Disney film all in one go. with puppies and kittens and loads of fluffy bunnies in it, all at the same time. And
Did you have any blue wide-eyed birds landing on your atomizer?
yes! It's that bad.
Butterflies?
Yep.
Were they tying the back of your pinny for you in a nice blue
They
bird?
are. And everywhere I go, there's like little fluffy clouds. And I mean, it's raining outside. I can stand out. And
Well,
it's just
in
this
that
weird
case, I'd
sunshine.
say
Did they
it's
do the
not
washing up?
liquid that you're vaping. Okay? Because if you're seeing all these birds flying around and they're putting aprons on you and doing the washing up, then you're not vaping e-liquid.
Dad, I think you might be
Oh,
right.
dear.
It's the worst thing. I've been vaping it now for 4 days. Because it's so bad.
The question has to be asked. If it's that bad, why don't you just empty the tank and put something nice in?
Oh no.
It's that laziness again, isn't it?
It is.
Ah, that's sheer
Yes.
doggedness, that is.
It is. But I mean, I'm taking sort of 1 draw an hour if I'm lucky. And it's like,
And 2 if you're unlucky.
if I forget.
Could you possibly have a vape on that, just so you can see that expression firsthand?
I will.
Yeah, I like you a lot, Matt.
I'm blue boxed. You are now blue boxed. We require a long talk.
It's just like, ugh. Eat the whole. It's like
The fluffy bunny's right next to you now, so.
they're just like exploding in. Oh, God, that's rank. Really, it's bad.
Does this juice have a name, perchance?
Rank tank.
It's just as well we haven't got Jonathan Ross on the show talking about it then.
Oh, yeah, it was very, very fortuitous.
Oh, it's horrible.
Oh, I think you should be on the Jonathan Ross show. I want to see what he would make of it.
Or DJ Reptile is living very dangerously.
Is he? What's he saying?
He's asking Sav to give a nose hit.
I ain't sticking that up.
Oh,
Not a chance. Oh, no.
If DJ Reptile values it, values the life.
Which he apparently does not value his own life at all.
Apparently not, because I'll happily send it to him to try.
I think you should.
I think I should as well.
I think you should, on the basis that he's bound to have a webcam or something, and he can sit in front of it and give us his considered opinion on Vido. I, for one, will offer to play it in, so I will. There you are. What do you reckon of that?
I think that's a brilliant idea.
Well,
and if he refuses to do so, we can kick him out of chat.
See, we can. We have that power.
out of interest, is
Ooh.
anybody moderating chat tonight?
No,
I can do. Who would you like me to boot out,
no.
Dave?
Not me.
They're all on their own.
You've trained them well, Sav.
Talking of which, I think we should actually drive tonight's show by chat. And if chat have any questions, let us know. And then we can see what we can do to answer them. But keep it sensible.
Oh, go on, chat. Ask us anything. Go on. You know you want
E-cig
to.
related. E-cig related.
Oh, don't spoil it, Davey.
Anything else you can answer, Dave?
Let them ask absolutely anything, and here's the thing: we'll make it truth or dare. You either answer truthfully or you get a dare, and this may involve nose hits of unsatisfactory juices.
Apparently, Radiant Simon's popping over to your house to confiscate all your DNA 40s.
Who is?
What? Who's confiscating my DNA 40s?
Well, look at that shiny chin. I'm not getting glare off that.
Hang on. Let me just blue box Radiant. All right, yes. Never mind whose coat is his jacket. Whose knob ends that chin?
Mine, it seems.
You know, with a chin like that, you could grow daisies.
With a forehead like this, I can reflect light.
Ah.
You've been out in the sun, haven't you? Hang on, somebody's going to say something.
First question's coming. Well, second question, but we'll ignore the first one for now. Spiritus Vape said, "What's your most recent regret buy?"
Regret buy. Who's going to fill that one? Then?
I think you should start, Matt.
Okay, I have got it here somewhere. Let me just find it. Because I can't find the flaming thing. Is this it?
How the hell do we know? We can't see.
No, I don't know either. The Cascata.
The what
The
wetter?
Cascata. It's a dripper with a vertical coil and not enough room in it to build a bloody thing. It's crap. There you are. That's my most recent regret buy.
Okie dokie. Brilliant. It's over to you, boy.
Mine would probably have to. Well, the last one I definitely regret is buying the newest Vipe. Just out of interest. And I was like, oh dear, no, I don't have it here, I got rid of it. It's like, no thanks. Dim diolch. Have fun. Out.
Good as that, eh?
Yeah.
Okay, Keith. Keith, your turn.
I'd say the Cat's RDA.
What'd you get one for the cat for?
Over there somewhere. The drip, very totally crap dripper, actually.
I wish you wouldn't sit on the fence. Tell it like it is. What made it so bad?
Just shit, basically.
There you are. There's the biggest endorsement you'll ever get. And
It's supposed to be a dripper that's more for flavour than vapour. But I can't really
Matt would like that one then.
I can get it and show it you, but
you won't.
yeah,
Well,
no,
But the cat's got it.
I can't be bothered to move.
if it's that bad, it's that bad. And so we go to Tyrion Malik. Tyrion Malik.
My worst buy recently must be the Helios. I was told it was a really good dripper and really easy to rebuild, and I can't stand it.
A good dripper.
I can't stand it.
Is
Why
it
find
because
out?
you're only one-handed, Davey?
Yeah, because my other hand's stuck here.
Swearing allegiance.
I think he's just bragging. That's all he's doing. He's just
Yeah,
bragging.
you don't know what's happening down there. No, that would be the worst purchase. Other than that, I'd have to actually say the worst purchase I've ever made would be the Provara.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, okay. How so?
And because
Oh, he's getting
it
blue.
doesn't do much more than anything else that I already had. And I was encouraged to buy one, so I did so, spent a lot of money on it, and I preferred the Vamo.
The point being, though, the Provara is renowned for its robustness. Given how accident prone you are, it's still working, yes?
No. It doesn't work anymore, and neither does my 134, which you can't get much more robust than that. You know, but the Vamo is still going. So
hang on. Let's get this right. Tyrion the Killer has managed to kill both a Provari and an Anakin 134.
yes.
Or can we get him a Vapor Giant if he can see if he can slay that?
I'm
But I'll
stunned.
tell you what, if you watch Game of Thrones, then you know that Tyrion is a badass. He may be small, but he's a badass.
That highlights the difference between you and him.
Well, I'm not small.
No.
Oh, don't make me laugh.
I would. Why have we got no? Because he's poorly. Let's be honest, Davy. Davy is actually poorly. Apparently, if you have a look at the palm of his left hand, you'll see all the skin's taken off it and it's blistered. I leave it to the viewer's imagination as to why he's poorly. You'll also notice he's slightly cross-eyed and his hair's slicked down.
And moving on.
My regret, my worst buy, is these things. Purple E-Fests. Utter crap. Haven't had them all that long. They're dead. 3 months dead. Had it. Gone. Bezoinked. Waste of time. They're alongside these things as well. These don't hold charge either. For me, at any rate. AWTs. AWT-IMRs. I have the deep and abiding suspicion that they might be counterfeit.
What battery would you? What battery do you use mostly, Dave?
I'm using Samsung's. Samsung. What is it? VT5s, I think. I don't know. But they're the red ones. The red Samsungs.
Right.
The ones that came with the DNA40s, the RDNA40s, as it happens, and they hold
These
their
ones?
charge. Yes, that's them.
Yeah, I've got a few of those. They're good.
They are very good. I'm quite liking the way they work. They hold charge, and they're doing really well, which is all very, very nice. Very, very nice. So, given that Spiritus Vapes asked the question, perhaps he would like to clatter into chat what his biggest regret lately is in purchasing. That would be nice to know. In the meantime, Sav?
More questions. I'll leave the Spiritus Vape question till later, but DJ Reptile said, what's people's thoughts on titanium wire with recent developments from the likes of Stealth Vape?
There's a man in this chat who might actually have some opinion on that.
Who would
And
that
it wouldn't
be?
be me because
I'm not sure, but I'm guessing someone does.
Oh, this is going to preempt Wednesday night. Oh yes, I am Wednesday again this week. Currently, I am vaping on a tit coil, titanium coil tit. That I will expound upon more perfectly on Wednesday. But I have spoken with a number of people. I have checked with Dr. Farsalinos, and apparently, Dr. Farsalinos is telling me that titanium is probably the best choice for coils. Now, my own knowledge of titanium is, I won't say vast, but I've had it in there, and there, and right the way around there, and in my legs. And if titanium's good enough to stick in the body and be coated with a highly oxidizing material, otherwise known as blood, and it ain't going to do you any harm, that's fine. I shall, however, be speaking to Dr. Farsalinos at length over the course of the weekend in Warsaw at the Global Forum on Nicotine 2015, and I shall be filming said chat, and we'll find out exactly what his thoughts on titanium are. But for the moment, he reckons it's a good thing to do. For the purposes of does it work, allow me to demonstrate. And that's from 8 feet away from the camera.
That was a really working. Yeah.
Yes, it's working quite nicely. Thank you very much. And I'm going to tell you as well, slightly preempting Wednesday, it is the cleanest taste I have ever had. And this is my first ever tit coil. If I had to choose between titanium and nickel, I would go for the tits every time. Titanium every time. Yes.
I would like to chime in and state that titanium cores are not a new thing.
No.
There were titanium cored CE4s a few years ago, and as far as I'm aware, still available. So it's not something that's new.
I have to admit, this is the first time I've come across titanium because, well, it's the first time I've come across titanium basically because it had never occurred to me to get titanium wire before now. I'm not going to go too far because I want to talk about it on Wednesday. But yes, thus far, impressed.
Can I just chime in there, Dave?
Yes.
You mentioned there about Warsaw and the conference you're going to.
Yep.
So I have a question here. What are you looking forward to about it, and what are you not looking forward to about it?
You really don't want me to do a show on Wednesday, do you?
No.
There's a word for people like you. Oh, I tweeted it the other day. No, I tweeted it the other day. If anybody's following me, it was a one-word tweet. Look, the great and the good are going to be there. And when I say the great and the good, it's everybody from Onlick, the father of what we're doing now, right the way through to Derek Yak, with everybody in between. including Mara Glover, who's coming over from New Zealand, who really wants to pick everybody's brains. There's an Australian contingent coming. There's a Chinese contingent coming, and that's going to be useful because we'll be able to inform them, if they don't already know, what's going on in Europe. There's an Irish contingent coming. Gillian Eva's coming over, which I'm really, really pleased about. And anybody that's watching that has any links to Ireland, she's a lady that you really do need to be following on Twitter and on Facebook and everywhere else. Very, very, very good girl. There's all kinds of folks going there that I'm really looking forward to meeting up with and chatting with. I'm taking roughly a petabyte of memory with me so I can film till the cows come home. And I'm going to record as many interviews as I possibly can with the great and the good of vaping throughout, not just throughout Europe, but throughout the world. There'll be people there from all over the world. So, yes, it's got me excited and nervous in equal measure. Does that answer your question, Davey?
Yep, that does.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Wednesday's show will be 10 minutes long.
Davey's doing the other 50.
Standing, doing a handstand on one hand.
I'd tune in for that.
I could do that, actually.
Do it now.
You wouldn't want me to because I'd break the other side.
Go on, you can practice during the adverts.
Say that, Davey, you'll break the other arm.
Talking about adverts, Sav, was that a hint?
Was that a seamless link?
That was,
Oh, here we go then. Advert time.
yeah, don't talk during the adverts, lads.
No,
No, we never do that.
of course not.
Often imitated, never duplicated. Award-winning service and products from cloud9vaping.co.uk.
That was me thinking they were talking about
Vapors.
baby.
Dripper just got 40% bigger.
They're too
So
well
if you love
behaved,
discovering new e-liquids, tell Dripper what flavours you like and we'll send you 70ml of juice and at
Bet
least
you
5
wouldn't send the
flavours.
rank tags.
With a money-back guarantee and free delivery anywhere in Europe,
Go on, get
dripper.co.uk.
them to do the rank tag juice.
Oh, yeah, my favourite bit. That bit, I love that bit. Yes,
What you talking about?
favourite bit.
We're back, apparently.
Apparently we are, yeah. I love that shaft at the end. What you talking about, man?
It's my favourite bit of the whole advert.
Ah, it's good. It's definitely good. So, right, what was the next question, if there is one, Sav?
There's another one regarding the titanium. Why do you think it's becoming more prevalent now?
Because I think the technology exists now to take advantage of it. Both the DNA 40 and the new EVIC VT can take advantage of titanium coils without any risk, as far as I can see, of producing the nasty stuff that nobody wants them to produce, which would be titanium dioxide or white stuff, basically, slightly yellow actually. But it's used as a dye stuff in white paint. Was used, I believe, in a juice, and there was a bit of an outcry about it. But with temperature control, you can keep the temperature of the coil below the level that would produce the nastiness. And where these things are working correctly and properly, they will indeed do that. So, yeah, but I'm kind of preempting a little bit, I think, what Dr. Farsalinos will say, but it's probably going to take me about 30 minutes less to say it.
Well, he did mention that on He didn't mention that on our White 4 the last time he was on with Tim, Russ, Keith and Rob.
He did, yes.
In a lot of detail. It was very hard to keep up.
Right. Spiritus Vapes is asking, why can DNA 40 handle titanium but not the DNA 30 or 20? Simply because the DNA 30 or 20 don't do temperature control.
It's all to do with the chip, isn't it?
Yes. Or chipset.
Yes. Yes. The DNA 40 was specifically designed to handle temperature control and resistance is down to 0.05 of an ohm. And in fact, it'll go down to 0.02, as we have seen when I got it slightly wrong. Isn't that right, Sav?
Mm-hmm.
But it will. It's very well called Generation 4, as opposed to Generation 3, 2, or 1, on the basis that you've got a level of control that you've never had before. I can confidently state I would not use titanium or nickel in a mech mod. Titanium you might get away with, nickel you definitely wouldn't. But there's no point in even going there. Got more of that on Wednesday as well. But yeah, the new technology works really well for all kinds of things that we couldn't do 6 years ago. Isn't that right, Saf?
Gotcha. Definitely. Right, next question's come in from Jester, and this is a question for Ridian. And Jester says, has Ridian got any tips on how he has such a smooth chin so he can apply it to his head?
Thank you, Simon.
Good question.
Do you want me to answer for you, Ridian?
Oh,
Go on,
God, no.
Do it.
Well, you see, the fact of it is, I was out on the hills the other night, I was, and as I was wandering about, I came across something unusual that I've never seen before. It was, in fact, a sheep whose coat was made out of wire wool. And I'd spent so long snuggling up to that sheep that it's actually effectively sandpapered my chin, so now it's so smooth, it's like a baby's bottom, isn't it? Haven't I? Wasn't it? And the sheep was called Megan. Is that all right, Red?
That pretty much sums up my weekend. Yeah, that's why I was in at 3:30 Saturday morning.
What, Megan kept you out, did it?
No, but the wire wool did.
Whose sheep is this leisure centre then?
Newport's, it seems. Tie your sheep to a lamppost. Well-lit leisure centre.
There you go. Yes. And he knows he's Welsh. Staff, next one. Rescue.
Oh, this one's getting worse. I've been saving this one. It's another one from Spiritus Vape. And this is question 3 from him. It's the Kiss, Kill or Marry game.
Right.
And you have a choice between Stanton Glantz, Simon Chapman, Martin McKee.
Right.
I haven't come across this version of Snog, Marry, Avoid, but Avoid would be all three of them.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
I can't really answer that question because it would be, yeah, all three. Kill.
Kill all three. Have it just avoid them. You naughty man, Dave.
Yes, but Avoid
I'm
wasn't
not Tyrion.
Ridian.
Of course.
It was kill, kiss or marry.
Kill, kiss or marry? I would, in true mafia style, kiss them all.
I would do that as well, but do it as a Swansea kiss for the forehead.
If I can find what I'm looking for. Carry on.
And then just send a bag of fishes to the family after you've given them a kiss.
Sounds fair.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Firm, but fair.
Was it top or bottom?
Top, middle, or bottom?
Oh, you see, the thing about it is... You boys think you're the main man, and you got it wrong. I'm the main man. So come here while I give you boys a kiss and send you on your ways.
That worked. Right, we're out of questions, so we've got 30 minutes to fill.
Oh,
Oh,
Christ.
right.
Oh, bugger.
Right, here's one for you. Given that the bulk of people, well, a lot of the people that are in this chat at the moment have been inundated with juices lately, pick one that stands out for you. Tell us what it tastes of and why it stands out for you. And let us start with...
Hello. Right, okay. I can't show you it because I don't have it anymore.
Oh,
But it,
Oh.
but it would be the TOB or TOB or 2B flavourless VG.
Copycat.
I can
What do you mean
show that.
copycat?
I can show that one. That's the one.
That's the
there.
one, yeah, that's the one.
That's yes. That one's empty as well. Tell them why, Matt.
Well, after much persuasion from a certain Mr. Dawn,
Who?
someone that I bumped into at Vape Jam, and he persuaded me to fill my newly purchased Arctic tank with said liquid, and it was very nice and refreshing. Not tasty as such because there's no flavour, but very nice. There we go, and it made nice of clouds or something like that. So I enjoyed that, but I don't have any left.
Have you used it all in that manner, in a flavourless manner?
Actually, no. What I did, because after Vape Jam on the Saturday, I popped down to see my folks because they're not too far from London. Even though I sound incredibly Welsh, you'll be surprised to learn that I'm actually from the southeast. And
Shocked face.
yeah, so I said to my dad, "Yeah, give this a go." And he had a couple of puffs on it. He goes, "Oh, I like that." I said, "Go on then, have the bottle." That's the last I saw of it.
See, now that's what's known as a dutiful son and a generous soul. Matt, you are to be commended. You win the internets for that.
Hey, superb.
Next up is Ridian. No, it isn't. It's Tyrion. Ridian and Tyrion are very, very similar names, you know. And we don't stand them side by side because you can't tell the difference between them.
Tyrion.
Tyrion or Ririan. We're not. Ririan. Oh, Chinese.
Ririan, oh
Ririan.
no.
I went out with a Chinese girl who I thought her name was Ririan. Hello, my name is Ririan. $5 for wrong time.
Stop, Dave.
Come on then, Ririan. What's yours?
Right. Mine would be, I got this from Vape Jam and I actually bought this. And it's Low Rider. And it's a French company called the FUU. Which I don't know what it means.
Excuse
The
us all.
FUU.com.
FU2.
FU, especially Dave. Yeah, it's called Low Rider, and it is absolutely delicious. Very
That
citrusy, very fruity, very good. Bought 2 of these, and it wasn't free shit. Bought them.
Sounds a lot like Ririan. So it's what you say? It's citrusy and it's fruity. What sort of fruity?
It's kind of got a lemony, zesty lemony flavour to it, with a hint of orange, and there's some raspberry in there, I think. I don't know, but it's high VG, and it's only 3 milligrams, and I'm getting through it like nobody's business. Got it in the sub tank, works perfectly.
So how much of that have you vaped since Vape Jam?
Well, I bought 100 ml, and I've got about 20 left.
You profligate
Because I've been
person.
tasting all. I know, but I've been tasting all the other juices at the same time as well. So that's the one I keep coming back to.
Well, given that
So there you go.
thank you for that, Dave. Given that, or Ririan, sorry about that. Given that Ridian has just rejoined us quite noisily, What's yours, Rid?
This would actually be another purchase of Big Jam, which I've been meaning to get again for a long time. And it's what I'm currently using. Spotted Dick from Mrs. Lords.
How do you get a spotted dick from Mrs. No. Go on, mate. What's
No,
it
don't
taste?
go there. Don't go there.
What's it taste of?
It tastes of lovely, desserty goodness. Blackcurrants, suet, sugar. I like things sweet. And Spotted Dick just hits the spot.
That's what I've been telling my wife for years.
I might end up having to add some custard to it, because
Well, spotted dick and custard is always a good idea, I always think. Keith, over to you.
Well, I wasn't at Vape Jam, strangely enough. But I was sent some samples by Liberty Flights from their new Absinthe range. And this was one of them, called Violet Moon. It tastes of an alcoholic Parma Violet. It's rather nice.
Ooh.
Unfortunately. But it was very nice. Very, very nice.
What sort of mix is that? 60-40, 50-50, 70-30?
Apparently, from what the paperwork they sent with, they've for this range they changed the base from a PG base to a VG base. Still 50-50, a VG base. It was very nice.
Sounds exactly. I used to love Parma Violets. Keep your breath fresh, but make your tongue purple, which is a bit of a bugger. Sav?
Mine.
You'll know that's favourite, rank tank.
Well, it's half rank tank, but it's what started out in the rank tank, and it's a juice from Beard Vape called, I think it's number 64. I've got none left now. And
This one.
yes, and it's hibiscus and cotton candy.
Ooh.
And I started off with hibiscus through a Liberty Flights juice, which was cherry hibiscus. And I thought, I like that undertone. There's something really nice about it. And when I was reading up on them, I was like, ooh, gotta try that. And it's very sweet, but it's got an edge. And I've tried to recreate it, and I can't. I can nearly, but I can't. There's something missing from it, so I'm gonna have to buy more.
So what's the flavour of the hibiscus? What's it closest to?
It's really difficult to describe. It's flowery, but not over flowery. It just gives it an edge. It takes the sweetness off the cotton candy, but you can still taste that. And
So-
it's unusual, really unusual.
Is it anything like rose?
Not as sweet. Nowhere near as sweet as the rose, but you do get that sort of perfumey flavour coming from it, but not overpoweringly so.
Oh, I think when you get the next lot, I'm going to have to try that.
Because there's something else in it, and I can't put my finger quite on what it is.
Well, it's obviously not menthol then.
No, it's definitely not menthol. Definitely not, and it's not coconut and raspberry either, because that's what I added to my mix of this that made rank tank.
I see.
Yeah.
we can now replicate rank tank.
Oh, you can.
Oh.
You so desire.
How long before somebody puts it out? I bet you can get it on the site that shall be not named in China within a fortnight.
Yeah.
But it'll be Lank Tank. Bound to be. It's difficult for me to answer this question, given that it's my turn now. I haven't missed anybody out, have I? No, because I always use the same juice, which is my ethyl maltol mix, and I like that an awful lot, and I very, very rarely change. So I did, however, as you probably have gathered, get a bottle of the Tob flavourless, and that lasted not very long at all. For she who must be obeyed, and she must, got some of that in her tank as well. And she went, "Oh, that's nice." Oh God, that's gone. Yes, very, very much like Matt's dad, and at 6 milligrams. But there is a cleanliness. It's a really clean vape. There's a sweetness to it, but it's not a cloying sweetness. It's there if you want it, but it doesn't kind of overwhelm anything. And it's really rather pleasant. And that is just pure bass, and it's nice. It's really nice. I like it. I hope somebody starts stocking it in the UK because I'm starting to miss it. Did I say there were some more questions, or should we take?
There's a really interesting one, but I think possibly take the adverts and then deal with this one.
Okay.
Okay then. Adverts are coming up now.
Joytech UK are proud sponsors of vapetrails.tv.
On a chair over there.
Healthy Vape, UK purveyor of e-cigarettes and e-liquids. Proud sponsors of vaping entertainment on Vapor Trails TV.
We have returned.
And there they were, gone.
Yes.
Shocky poos. So what was this question to end all questions then, Sab?
It's an interesting one. It's from Russell, and he says, what new products are out there that produce flavourful clouds without having to bloomin' lung inhale? Are there any for us mouth to lung inhalers, or are we a dying breed of vapour?
I've been out with Russ, you know, and I've heard him doing his mouth to lung inhalers.
Luke, I am your father.
I'll take that one.
What? Go on, man.
Go on. Go on, Davey, you first.
Go on, Davey. Mina, go on.
Because I've got here the iStick with a Nautilus Mini running at 1.7 and a juice which is 12 milligrams. And that is for a lung inhaler. I mean a mouth inhaler, sorry.
Well, that's the thing.
I don't lung inhale that often. I don't do sub-ohming that often.
That's the
and
thing.
so for me, this is absolutely perfect.
Well, it is, but that's pretty much all you're limited to. That's it. I decided 2 weeks ago, I thought I want to buy myself a new tank. But I didn't want a sub-ohm tank. And I still haven't found one. I've already got a Nautilus. I'm bored with the Nautilus. And I couldn't find anything else. Not a thing.
For what did you want it for?
Something that gave me a bit more flavour than the Nautilus, because it's a bit near. I used the Delta 1, which I use quite a lot. That's what's rank tank currently. But they don't make them anymore. They make the coils. But you know when you just fancy something new?
Yes.
And I wanted something for day to day where I tend not to sub-ohm. I tend to just sub-ohm in the evenings, which is fine, great. I've got everything I need for that. But for just going out, 18 milligram juice and something, because with the Nautilus, after a certain period of time, they weld themselves together, and
Yes.
you've got to be like the Hulk to get them apart, which is what's happened to all mine. And
Yes.
I thought, rather than try to get this thing apart for the millionth time, I just want to buy something else. But I couldn't find a single tank.
That would do what you wanted it to do.
Yeah, not a single one.
It's see, the issue with getting clouds from a mouth inhale is that your mouth is only so big. Maximum size is about 70 millilitres, and the majority of people would be in the range of 30 to 50 millilitres of vapour of whatever came out. Now, my darling wife, she's a very delicate flower, and I don't mean that in a nasty way. I'm not being sarcastic. She is, and she mouth inhales, mouth to lung inhales all the time. She can't lung it, she won't lung it. And she's been using Ego 1s and Delta 2s, but with the air hole closed off and at a wattage that suits what she's doing. Even though the coil itself might be down at half an ohm, she knocks it down to 8.5 watts or 9 watts or 10 watts, which is where she would normally work with an ordinary coil. And that's very satisfactory for her. She's getting plenty of flavour. What she's not getting is great clouds of vapour, yet I can take exactly the same setup, a Limo 2, for instance, and I'll get a cloud, or more of a cloud out of it. I think I don't know, it's down to personal preference as to how you like to use your e-cig. What I have discovered is this whole lung inhale business is dead easy once you get into the way of it, and it seems to, for me at any rate, it's more satisfying. Ridian?
Well, with the flavourings thing, I'm guessing it, as you said, as Jill lowers the wattage down, could it be that people who lung inhale generally have them at a higher power, which would heat the coils more and essentially instantaneously evaporate the flavouring molecules, not giving you any flavour whatsoever? But well, that's me coming from the chemistry and physics point of view.
But that's the point. I mean, if you've got a flavour or a flavour constituent, shall we say, that molecularizes or becomes tasteable in the vapour at a lower temperature, then see, this is the whole thing about the way, and it's the thing that some of the American researchers don't understand. If Matt, for instance, is sitting with an out cloud chasing device, or you, Ridian, you are sucking maybe 1.5 litres of air through that in maybe 6 seconds, whereas a mouth to lung vapour is going to be inhaling between 30 and 50 millilitres in the same length of time. So it's an interesting one, isn't it? I mean, it's down to how the flavouring constituents work within whatever you're using. And that, I think, is probably a damned good area for some research and experimentation. Keith?
The only thing I can think of would be if you could use something like a sub-tank with, I mean, because they come with 2 different coils, don't they? You get the sub-ohm coil, and then you get, I think it's either a 1.5 or a 1.7 ohm coil, something like that. If you use the higher ohm coil, you can always take the wide bore drip tip off and put a standard drip tip on there. Close the air hole down. Maybe you could use that for mouth to lung inhales, I don't know.
I think that's got to be the answer, isn't it? If the makers of the tanks provide sub-ohm and non-sub-ohm coils and basic instructions on what you need to do to get the best vape out of what you're looking for. So as you say, you'd close down the air holes if you were using the 1.5 ohm and open them up again if you were using and obviously alternate your power. But there's not many of them that do. A lot of them, the standard tanks these days will just come with sub-ohm or as close to sub-ohm as you can get. And some people like sort of 1.8, 2 ohm kind of vaping, and they tend to end up being stuck with the likes of C4s and things like that.
Yeah.
See, this fascinates me because it's all about how much power is going to the coil. And I know, Sav, you can tell the difference between a half ohm coil and a 1.2 ohm coil at the same wattage. And it's not, I know you describe it as tighter, don't you?
Yeah.
The half ohm.
Yeah.
Or is it the 1.2 ohm?
The 1.2 ohm would be tighter. It's a strange sensation because the lower the ohm for me, the less sensation I get from it. It becomes more like breathing. And I don't feel anything from it. Whereas if it's a 1.2 ohm, I feel And I mean, resistance isn't the right word for the context, but I feel that I'm having to draw something in rather than just breathe. And I quite like that feeling.
See, now, I know where you're coming from, and we've known each other long enough to know, for you to know that I'm not dissing you here, but to me, I see a 1.2 ohm coil and a half ohm coil with the same number of wraps being like boiling a pan of milk over either gas or electric, if you see what I mean. Mm-hmm. We're getting the same amount of power through there, so the same amount of heat, same number of joules, if you like, is going into the juice. And I'm really interested by this. I actually want to sit down with you and try this with you, so you can tell me what you were feeling with the two different things, because I'm sure other people will get exactly the same kind of reaction. I just don't get that. I don't feel that.
I'm reading in chat, and there's some people that are saying exactly the same. They get the same sensation that I do, and there's others that are exactly the same as you. It's strange. It's definitely an interesting one.
But yeah, it is interesting. First of all, it comes down to the choice, doesn't it? Of what you prefer and how you prefer to vape. But secondly, going back to the question about flavourful clouds and devices, doesn't that bring up then being able to coil your own device and make your own coils so you can make it how you want it and set the airflow to how you want it?
It does, and that was brought up in chat when Russell asked the question, and I'm exactly the same as him. You can't be doing with all that faff.
Well, neither could I. I can't coil to save my life.
I used to coil a lot, but now it's just like.
I think as well we've got to think about the folks who don't see this as being like a hobby. The same kind of people that probably wouldn't go into rollies when they were smoking, because it's you know what I mean.
Yeah.
They just want to be able to go to the shop once a week or once a month or whatever, get a packet of coils, half a litre of juice, go home and use it, faff free as far as possible. When one coils, I mean Keith, take Keith next door as an instance. The number of times I've tried to get him onto, build your own coily stuff, just to see whether he would, and it just never works. It just never gets there. He's quite happy with the coiling until it doesn't work. Then he doesn't even take it out. He comes round and says, "How do you change this?" And I'll change it for him. That's about as faff free as you can get. I have been known to peel grapes for him before now as well, I should point out.
I've got the same.
I can imagine.
I set my brother up with a eye stick, and I think I just gave him one of my Delta tanks, and I spoke to him the other day, and he's like, "Oh, it's starting to hurt my throat now." And I'm like, "Well, have you changed the coil to the other one that was in the box?" "No." I'm like, "Right, okay, this is going to be my job then."
Had he put any juice in it?
I had to make that as well, of course.
Yeah, but this is the thing, isn't it? I mean, those of us that have been around a while and watch this and YouTube stuff, we probably don't have too many problems in working out this, that and the rest of it, and clarting about and farting about and fannying about until we get something we like. But the majority of people, I would say over 95%, just want to go and get something that works. Bottom line. So from that perspective, I get exactly where Russ is coming from. It's like, what's the best compromise, the best juice and coil setup, tank setup, that's going to allow the most people to get what they need? And that's probably something that we should look at in shows and have a look at, ranges, roughly equivalent ranges, and say, well, there's this, there's that, there's this, there's that, and this is probably more of a lunger's job, because if you try and mouth it, it's not going to be good. This one's definitely mouth, because if you try and lung it, you'll end up throwing a lung out. That's kind of the stuff we maybe need to look at.
Well, we'll have to look at that. We'll have to look at that come full TPD anyway, because we won't have as much variety to personalise your own experience, will we?
We will have bugger all variety.
Yeah.
There'll be nothing. If it ain't made by BAT, we'll not be getting it in the UK.
Yeah, so with that respect, it's like you can get what you can get hold of now to suit you, but if you're thinking of you're more inclined to attempt faffing about, when your journey comes along, you're just not going to be able to have it there. So
It's like I say, I'm more concerned about the other 7.5 million smokers that haven't actually made the switch yet, and may well want to. And that, I think, is where Russ is coming from. Do we have to insist that they change their smoking habits, if you like, to a different way of inhaling the nicotine-carrying substrate? Are we going to have to say to them, look, in order to use an e-cig successfully, you've got to lung it? And that's
a good question, though. If you had to do that when you started, do you think you would have continued?
I wouldn't have done. I had to learn how to do it. I had to be told how to do it because I was trying to lung hit and not succeeding at all, and just going back to the C4 Ego setup that I had originally.
Yeah, but you had
so
to
I couldn't do it.
You had to learn how to smoke.
Yeah, but it took a while for me. It took longer for me to learn how to lung hit than it did for me to learn how to smoke.
Well,
so there is that. Would you be willing to learn how to lung hit after you've already started smoking?
It's an interesting one because I've come across a few people that lung hit as a matter of course and lung hit when they were smoking. Now, I don't know how they did that because I never could. Matt, you got anything to chime in on?
Well, that's the thing. I mean, as it stands at the moment, there are plenty of devices out there, and if you go to any decent vape shop, there's stuff you can try. So, in order to answer the question, if you're just starting to vape, previously, I mean, when I started, there were no vape shops. I had to go online. I had to order dozens of different things to see what I liked. Now you can just go into a shop and just pick something up and go, yeah, that suits me. No, try that. That suits me, or that doesn't suit me, or whatever. So I think at this point in time, really, anyone that's starting out is in the best position they can be.
It's hard to find more choice.
Yeah.
Keith, what's your take on this?
Well, same as Matt, really. I mean, when I was smoking, I never lung hit when I was smoking. I couldn't do it when I was smoking, not at all. When I first started vaping, I didn't lung hit. I was always a mouth to lung when I first started vaping. But I only have a lung hit now.
See, it's really... Sorry, carry on.
So like you say, people have got plenty of choice now as far as devices are concerned. There's enough choice out there for pretty much whatever you want as far as either mouth to lung hit or just lung hit.
I think what worries me a little bit with it is the non-sub-ohm market going to move on as quickly as the sub-ohm market?
Not at the minute.
That's a good question.
Because, according to what I'm reading in chat, 95% of vapors, give or take, are non-sub-ohm vapors. But the percentage of tanks being sub-ohm, I think, would be quite high.
I think it's probably worthwhile drawing a distinction between sub-ohm and high wattage, because they're both actually they are the same. And we're talking high wattage, and high wattage you absolutely have to lung, because if you don't get the airflow over the coil, it's going to burn. It's going to be nasty. And I think the current tanks, people will get something like the Arctic tank, for argument's sake, which says with a whatever coil you can use it up to 50 watts, and with another whatever coil you can use it up to 100 watts, which might well be the case, but that doesn't mean that it's a target. It's like speed limits. If it's pissing down with rain and snow and hail and all the rest, there might be a 70-mile-an-hour limit on the road you're on, but the driving conditions might mean you need to go at 5 or 15. And it's the same, I think, with these tanks. I think what we we as I'm not going to say reviewers, but as journalists, if you like, what we need to do when we're looking at stuff, we've got to try it both ways and say whether or not it'll work both ways. Is this bisexual? Does it swing both ways? Can you use it mouth to lung as well as the full lung? And this is something that we need to look at. I think it's
and it's also, you've got to take into account the airflow as well. So if you have a tank that has an airflow control, you've got to do that at a low wattage and a high wattage.
Yes.
With minimal airflow and then high airflow as well.
That's exactly what I mean. That's exactly what we've got to do, I think. And then
it's a lot to learn, isn't it?
Yes. But it's going to be important for people that are coming in new, because at the moment, if you want a CE4 type outfit, you're going to have to go to the local newsagents, because I would imagine the majority of the vape shops are on sub-tanks, Limos, Mega Ones, all of that kind of stuff. They've all got the latest and greatest hoopy-doopy stuff. And, you know, somebody that's an absolute newbie could walk in there and go, what the...
I'll tell you what I think the ideal device would be. It would be a tank with adjustable airflow, and it would be a battery or a mod that can take a wide range of ohmage, so say 0.5 to 2 ohms.
Yes.
And you have two controls on it. One for how much power, and one for how hot you want it to be. And that'll be it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm saying no more about that, otherwise I've definitely not got a show on Wednesday.
Well, at that note, it's a minute past the hour.
Do we need to do a rundown?
I don't know, do we?
I suppose we should.
I don't know, do we?
We might as well. We're here, aren't we?
Yeah. Tomorrow night on VaporTrails.tv, we're bringing you Marco Van Basten to a screen near you with Vapor Scene. On Wednesday night, Dave Dorn will be here by himself, doing a little bit of thinking and driving and looking at the eVic VT, the first look in a UK supplied one. On Thursday night, it's Matt Garish doing the cave as only Matt and Ridian can. Whose coat is his jacket then? And
it has to be thrown in, doesn't it?
Every time. And then next week, I've got no bloody idea, other than the only night I've got free is Tuesday. Monday I'm not around, and then I'm away again. We're flying about like paper kites. It's that time of the year. Is it time for bye-byes now, Sap?
It's time for bye-byes now, everybody.
Okay, let's go through from Dave, Tyrion Malik.
Goodbye, everybody.
From Matt Garish.
Ta-da.
From Ridian Man, isn't it? Haven't I? Wasn't it? Couldn't it? Didn't I? Bronwyn.
No star. Good night.
And from Cave down in the Midlands.
Night everybody. Ta-ra a bit.
And from Savalpaya Lake in Johnnyland.
Tra.
And from me, vape on, vape hard, and don't let the bastards grind you down. Thanks for sticking with us, everyone. See you next time.
See, you sounded like Tyrion then. Jesus.
I know I did that just to show you up. Does we has any credits?
Who knows?
I don't.
Don't know.
Matt's playing Bug.
Bugs up.
Bug.
Right. Everybody all together. 1, 2, 3. Bye.
Bye.